Good morning, friends. It's me, Happy Chef Will, on the Chef Big Willie Show. We are picking up exactly where we left off on Last of Us 2. We left off with Owen having a moment together in the sun, and now we are picking up where Abby is going to be going back. I believe because her conscience is basically, kind of coming into play now, and she's kind of with all the things that have happened in her life with, you know, the loss of her father, getting revenge
What
on
the hell
Joel.
am I doing?
Now she's kind of feeling
They're
like,
fucking
you know what?
scars.
She wants to balance the scales. So here we go. And she's going to be making her way back to where she left Lev and Yuna. Very interesting characters that are put in. They are members of the Seraphites that had basically deserted the Seraphites, so the Seraphites are looking for them, and that was in our last broadcast. And you can catch all that archived on my Twitch, and we'll be moving it all to YouTube to go with our other Last of Us broadcast on the YouTube channel. All right. And this is going to throw us straight into some intense stealth right here. Abby's going to see that the Seraphites are already in this area. I do like playing as Abby Turtleman. It took, Abby had to grow on me a little bit. I had to, kind of get through the game and kind of experience it.
Are you sure you saw them?
Fuck.
It was the apostate.
But I do like Abby's different style of play compared to Ellie's style of play. I like how Abby, I feel, is a little bit, um, you know, it's not that she's more aggressive, but that she has a different. She definitely has an aggressive fight style with momentum, which I think is a nice change to Ellie's more kind of like ninja-esque fight style. And so at this point, we've got two big walkers, one kind of walking one pattern, and the other one kind of staggered off there. And then we have this gentleman who's going this way. And I guess I shouldn't call him a gentleman because he's probably not that gentle person. But we're going to go ahead and grab him and go for a stealth kill right here in the grass with his body. And then we're going to drop down here in the grass. Yeah, definitely. Also, I'm on moderate difficulty, but if you get onto grounded, where you really have to, you know, be wary of your shells and your uses, and the fact that you're only able to craft just a few shivs, like one shiv, and even when you upgrade it, you're only able to craft two shivs. Yes, it definitely makes it a very challenging part. So now this guy has come into play where we took out the other guy, but because we've dropped this guy in deep enough grass, I love how the grass cover works in this game. This body is concealed, so they're not aggro yet. And what I'm just trying to do is kind of thin these guys out. I don't expect to keep this entire group from going aggro. I feel like at some point these guys are going to detect either a body. But this is kind of how I did. I'm kind of just basically doing how I did it when I go through on any difficulty. I like to drop this guy first right here. And then we have options now with this other guy over here. We could potentially drop him in the tall grass with a crossbow bolt to the neck. And which we want to kind of do is get out of the grass. Now that big guy, more than likely, he's not going to drop with a headshot, even from the pistol or anything. They're usually pretty much tougher than a headshot. So this guy, when he comes back around again, if we can get a nice lineup, we might try to sink an arrow in his neck right here. Good morning, Cool Cat Funeral. How you doing today, sir? We're finally getting some better air quality down here in SoCal. They said going outside was the equivalent for going outside and doing like an hour's activity for 1 hour was the equivalent of smoking 20 packs of cigarettes. It's just bananas. We're finally starting to get a little bit better air quality around here, which has been really nice. I don't feel so wheezy. I was wheezing the last couple days. Now this other character has not made his journey back, so he's definitely on either a long rotation or he's moved on to a different pattern, which is interesting because usually you see them kind of always make a return. But it's not to say that he's not on some like super long orbit, you know. I'm in Costa Mesa, California. Oh, there he is. Okay, so yeah, this guy's on a super long orbit, which is interesting because it might affect the timing of this when we go for the shot on him here. Hopefully we don't push his buddy's body too far out there. I want to try to hit this guy, I think, right when he's on the edge of that car. Yeah, Costa Mesa is right next to Newport Beach. It's in Orange County. And I'm right on the line with Newport. Yeah, people are tough, dude. People like their exercise. I've seen people jogging in this stuff, too. There he is. And we got it. Looks like a perfect shot on him. We'll see for a second. And we'll see when these guys come back if they see his body. I think he's concealed right there. If we didn't get him in the tall grass, though, he might not be completely concealed, but I think he's concealed. And once we've kind of dropped those two guards, it's kind of like always, we're kind of like peeling an onion, you know. Once we kind of get in the layers, as we kind of thin the herd of these guys, we're able to kind of have different angles to go at the attack here now. So let's just see if they see him, which is always possible. We could be burned. Looking pretty good. Looks like we probably succeeded in our plan here. Let's check our shivs. How many shivs we got? We have one shiv, but we can craft more, so we'll definitely do that. The shivs are going to allow us to do stealth kills on these big guys, which is going to be very useful. So it looks like we were able to drop that guy without too much hoopla. Now, we're going to have these two big guys kind of walking. There's a big lady and there's a big man kind of walking a pattern here that kind of oversinks. Hers is a little bit longer than his. Yeah, I do know some English slang. I have some friends from England that I actually met. Like, well, I wouldn't say it's slang, but when my friends from England came down to E3 and they were part of Upload Studios, they were driving us around and I was kind of like their guide, and they called the hood of the car the bonnet and the trunk of the car the boot. And I was like, my friend was like, hey, put that, he's a big time YouTuber, his name's Arex or Arex, awesome guy. He's like, hey, put that camera in the boot. And I'm like looking like at their leg, like you're wearing tennis shoes, you know? And then we got cut off on the highway, and our driver Andy Newtall, he's a producer with Supermassive Games, he's an awesome guy. He goes, oh man, that guy's a bell end, and I'm like, bell end, and he's like, yeah man, yeah, a dickhead. And I was like, oh okay. So yeah, I guess I know a little English slang. I totally want to visit the UK, man. I've had some great bros and broettes over there that I've talked about, you know, hitting up some pubs with for a long time. So what we're going to do now is kind of do a little bit risky here. And actually, you know what? We're going to wait. We're going to go over the wall. Let's see. When she starts to come back, so we're going to go over the wall right here. Okay. We got to kind of do this fast. Could get burned on this. This spot is getting thin. This could get super thin right here. Come on, come on, come on. What I want to try to do is get the neck shiv on her. but I got to make sure she comes back around, because she might come around behind me, actually. I think she actually walks in orbit where she's going to, yeah, she's going to come around behind us, I think. So this is going to be really tricky. Actually, maybe she is coming down this way. So if we can time it just right. Oh, I was hoping Abby would throw her forward. Damn. Probably going to get burned on that, but that's all right. I didn't think we'd last forever. Were we a roadman? No, I don't know what a roadman is. This guy's probably going to come around the corner and be like, what's that? That's all right, though, because we'll probably try to give him a headshot here. If we get lucky, we're going to get like one chance at it. There it is. Alright. That's not so bad. Alright, so now we've kind of really worked our way in on this group. And there's a couple of them over here on this back side. We've probably got a checkpoint at this point. We've probably been given a checkpoint. And you can always check to see if you've got a checkpoint, guys, just by pushing your load button. Yeah, we got a checkpoint there where it says restart checkpoint about a minute before. That lets you know that you're within. Now, see, we got to get into that door past that walker over there. Yeah, I'd never heard that phrase before. All right, so we still have, like, we have the big guy over there walking his pattern where he kind of comes back and overwatches on these two. And then we have the guard. And what I've noticed with her, the guard that's there, is that she's kind of looking at an angle away from us. So I've moved off this corner before and actually strangled the walker who's walking the patrol with the shotgun. And that guard right there hasn't noticed me, and I didn't get burned. You just got to kind of time it by the guy with the big axe kind of making his move. Oh, man, I got friends all over. I got friends in London. I got friends in Swinton. I've got friends in Liverpool, all over. I've got family in Wales. I got a way distant family in Wales. That's where my mom's side, the Huddlestons, originally come, and there's still Huddlestons in Wales. Come from, though. And yeah, and my friend Craig over there in Kent. That's another one of my English bros. Craig's been a long time friend, awesome player. We've done a lot of tanking together. Good guy. I play a lot of World of Tanks. That's kind of like my multiplayer jam. When I do multiplayer, I play a lot of tanks. Usually tanks are Battlefield, but I haven't really been into Battlefield since Battlefield 4. Okay, now when she comes back and she's walking her pattern, what I think we're going to try to do is try to take her out behind these boxes. Now, if we get burned and I have to kill these last three, that's fine, because it's a lot easier to kill these last three than to fight all 7 of these guys. And it's pretty much impossible to totally stealth this sequence, because you have to open that gate over there. So I can't just run over and pull the chain on that gate and not expect to have some form of detection. The interesting thing is that she's coming around the box this way and not the other way. Like, I kind of remember the last time when I grabbed this character that she came around the other way. Oh, okay, that's what she does. She goes back that way. And yeah, if that goes perfect like that, then you can basically, then you have the big roamer over there and this character. And I'm feeling kind of gutsy, so I think what we'll do is headshot this character right here, or maybe just sneak up and take her out if we can, and then we'll go fight that guy over there because we don't have to worry about him really shooting at us. So I kind of like to fight those big guys with Abby because she's such a badass. Careful with this handle right here, guys. It can burn you when you're going for the grab.
Don't try anything. Can't control me.
But I mean, I guess that's the pattern I used when I did this on Grounded, guys, because I really, at the time, I had like no ammo and no nothing, so I kind of had to figure out how to get through it. And it basically went like that: one bullet, one shiv, one arrow of consumption to get to right here. Hey, Not For Nothing! Shout out to my buddy Not For Nothing. Not For Nothing is awesome, man. He's an airline pilot, just an awesome guy. How you doing, my friend? I see Florida's getting hammered right now from, well, at least Pensacola is, from the hurricane that went up between Louisiana. That's a slow-moving storm. All right, watch this. We're going to go fight this guy now. So we could walk up and shiv him, but I kind of want to fight him.
Wolf!
So he's a big bad Mo. We have us a little club battle. Oh.
He's relentless. She kites us.
It's pretty cool though to like level the playing field with Abby. Let's go and take his hammer as our weapon. Ah, good to hear, bro. Good to hear. And then then this is kind of why we stealth that situation, guys, because if you try to just run over and grab this gate with all the guards standing there and walking a pattern, it's a lot, it's going to be pretty tricky. Oh, you know what I did? I bummed myself out, though, is I didn't go back over and check and see if I could reclaim that crossbow bolt, because probably could have. Crossbow bolts are a little bit durable. Got a little caught up, though. It's always nice to see my man Not For Nothing. And also chat with everybody, as always. That's one of the things that I think is so cool about streaming on Twitch, is you get to meet so many awesome people from around the world, and you start to get to know people, and you're like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I cook, and I like streaming, and I work as an executive assistant helping my dad's company, and then I talk to them, well, what do you do? And it's like, oh, well, I'm a nurse, or I'm a doctor, or I'm a police officer, or I work as an airline pilot, and that's what our friend Not For Nothing does. And I think that's so cool, that you just get to meet people from around the world, and you learn about them, and it's not just about myself or anything, it's also about learning about other people. Now, I think we got everything upgraded, so just want to check. Yeah, we're all upgraded. Okay. All our guns are good to go at this point. And it doesn't matter if, you're a homemaker or you just chill out, we always welcome you no matter what you do. I just think it's super cool that, you get to know people. And that, so many different people with different, walks in life still enjoy gaming. I think that's one of the things that unites us all as gamers. So this is where we left the kids.
You still there?
The other day. And you can see it looks like it's gotten pretty crazy for them. Whoa.
Don't come any closer. It's me. Sorry.
We're going to learn a lot about Lev here and his sister. There will be some very interesting revelations. Now, Yuna, in our last broadcast, which you can see archived on Twitch, and I am going to move it to the YouTube channel with the other 3 broadcasts, they pounded her arm against the ground with a hammer, breaking her arm in multiple places. And Abby said it, but you can tell that it's bad. It's on the verge of, all sorts of bad things. Blood poisoning, blood toxification, gangrene.
I'm giving her a chance.
Now, the Wolves, which Abby belongs to, and the Scars, which these two are former members of, are at a bitter war, basically, you know. And it's interesting to see that Abby, it's like Abby's going through a growth period, you know, like she got her revenge, and now she's like trying to balance the scales of her soul. You
wake
know,
up!
I'm here.
she's showing that she's not just some vicious person,
Scars?
but
We
that
need whatever medical supplies
she
you have.
cares, you know.
Put the phone down. It's okay.
down.
Alex, shut up.
Alice,
Put the
stop.
phone down. Alex. Lev, lower the bow. It's okay.
Abby, who are these kids?
They saved my life. Can you take a look at her?
Stay, Alice.
This is Yara.
What did this?
A hammer. It wasn't me.
Mel there is actually a doctor, and I
Senator.
mean, you think about that skill set at that time, you know, it'd be crazy. It'd be like being a doctor back in, you know, like the Old West.
Can you feel this? Yara,
I was gonna clean it and try
the
resetting.
bone's shattered. She has compartment syndrome. What does that mean?
It means it has to come off.
She's a soldier. You can't take her arm. We leave it, it'll turn gangrenous.
Just make it stop hurting. Please.
What do you need?
Ideally, a saw, sutures, clamps, antibiotics. But we're far from ideal right now.
We have knives, fire. Cut and cauterize it.
She would die from infection. Make me a list. I'll go to the hospital. I'll get
It'll
whatever
take
you
you
need.
all day to get there.
I don't mind.
It's not about you, Abby. She doesn't have a couple of days. What if I can get you there in 2 hours? The Wolf Hospital, right? On the west side?
How?
We built bridges. High up. It's how we get around the flooding and... you people.
Can't you handle 2 hours?
Probably, yeah.
So make a list.
Wait, are you serious? These bridges are used by Scars.
They only send in small groups at a time.
You heard that? Small groups.
This isn't a joke.
Lev?
May she guide you.
May she protect you.
Abby. Abby.
So it's showing
Hey.
that Yuna's in a bad
What?
state now. Owen and Abby,
Steal
who
my
were
keys.
boyfriend and girlfriend previously,
Sorry.
but then Owen's now the father of Mel's baby.
Talk to you.
They
Talk?
kind of had like an intimate moment at the end of.
Why are you doing
Hey,
this?
Cap Phoenix, how you doing, bud?
Look, she just showed up.
So now
Okay.
I don't think she knows about last night.
I don't care about last night.
Abby's just straight up telling him, "Look, like."
Well, I do.
Owen's like, "Well, hey, I care," but Abby's like, "Look, I got more important
one?
things." Hey, good morning. Shout out to Ravenhawk. My friend Lionsbane. Hello, bro.
Hope you know what you're doing.
The fires not near my home exactly. There's
friends are
fires
wolves,
all
too.
around, like, you know, within 60
Yeah.
miles. But I live right on the coast, and
We were
Costa
lucky
Mesa's
Mel
all
was there.
city.
She's one of the best
So-
surgeons in Seattle.
You know, I'm not in any danger. But the air quality's been horrible, bro. It was literally hazardous
Owen.
their worst rating that it can possibly be, and they put out a
dog's
statement
Alice.
saying that spending 1 hour out in it was the equivalent of smoking 20 packs of cigarettes. Not 20 cigarettes,
do we get to
20
the really
packs
tall
of
buildings?
cigarettes, and I could feel it, man. I was
the head
was
peeks out toward
coughing
downtown.
and wheezing, and my heart just
Really
goes out to the
tall
firefighters and all the people that are in much more
be able to get us the
close
rest of the way?
proximity to the fire.
The route starts
It's
at the edge
crazy.
of the rushing water. You get us there, and I can take over.
These bridges are really gonna get us over the rapids?
Yeah.
of them?
I don't think so.
Yes.
I'll have to look.
In just a couple hours?
I'm not lying.
Okay.
I had one notification on Twitter this morning. That was it. So I'll have to check if it's on Messenger and stuff. So remember when we were talking about like points in the game where you're basically going to gather stuff up? This is kind of like one of those points. You're going to
There
have
it
periods of combat, but you're going to be also kind of gathering up stuff.
That's the building we need to get to.
And
I see it.
Lev and Abby are going to be traveling together now.
What happens?
And I just love how
Get the
their
stuff
their
in front of you.
relationship's going to develop and stuff. There's just
She'll have to try to do the surgery with what Owen has around. It's not... That wouldn't be good.
Do you think she'll make it?
We get the supplies. Yeah, she'll have a good shot.
And Lev's a great fighter. You know, bring the bow into play. He's got a little knife for doing like stabs if he has to stab and stuff like that. But in some situations, you're going to have to protect him with Abby too. All right, man. Take it easy, not for nothing, bro. Nice.
Keep out of the water. These rapids are getting
Nice.
wet.
111, 109 on Iron Man, bro.
You know how to swim, right?
Yeah.
That's
I'm not gonna
badass.
fall in.
I like that confidence.
I like how you'll see like Lev's balance. You'll see periods where like Lev just it moves like a ninja across like high spots and stuff like that.
Hold on.
Cool. Thank you.
Sure.
See if we can get to the top of this building. You've been to these sky bridges before, right?
Yeah.
You think we're gonna see a lot of scars?
Seraphites. I don't know.
You gonna be okay if we do?
I was yesterday.
Yeah, but those guys were hunting you.
They're all hunting us.
As always, we're gonna search around, try to find any type of supplies that are gonna help us on our journey here. And some of the combat we're gonna get into with Abby, especially in this run, we're gonna face the Rat King, which is basically the equivalent
Watch the
of
glass.
a boss fight. It's going to be interesting. So you definitely want to kind of maintain your supplies. Like for the Rat King fight, I like pipe bombs will definitely be super effective. So at that point, we're going to want to make sure we've got a large supply of pipe bombs. Let's see. So we can craft 3 right now. So what we're going to want to do is probably least use one. Or two, and then craft out the rest. So we can probably use at least 2 of the pipe bombs in our inventory. But that's my go-to weapon in the Rat King, and on any difficulty, that's kind of like how I like to start the fight. Abby's afraid of heights, and you're going to actually see her kind of like
Okay.
work
I'm
through
fine.
the fear with Lev's help, which is pretty interesting too.
I said I'm fine. Getting closer to your tall building.
This is a
We're
really
gonna have to
great
do a little zigzagging.
great spot right here where you read a really interesting letter.
How long have you two been
And-
on the run for?
Hey, 50 John, how you doing, bud?
2 days.
Where were you headed?
I don't know. Just away.
Now, if you
So
read
you're gonna
this,
tell me the real reason why they're after you now?
I did.
They want to kill a little boy because he shaved his head.
I wasn't allowed. It's a rule. I broke it.
Jeez.
this is
So
going to
why'd you
help
do it?
you also figure out the safe
know.
combination.
Pretty
Ba-
punk rock of you.
Punk rock?
I get the impression you don't follow most rules.
I guess so.
So if you read the letter, basically it's from 2 brothers in this apartment to the girl in the apartment next door to him. And the brother lets her know that his brother was killed in ambush. But it kind of goes like a little bit of a timeline where they checked on her mother. And like during the start of this outbreak that they were going through, they were concerned about her. And what he tells her in the thing is, our apartment number plus your apartment number equals the code on the lock. So this is apartment 302, and the girl was in apartment 304. So we're going to use that that's how we're going to get our answer to the combo. So 32, or 30, sorry. 30, 20, and then she was in 304, so it would be 23. And then 04.
Yes.
It's a great game, John. It's one of the best games I've played in a long time. Let's check our flamethrower and make sure it's completely full. It is. It looks like it is. Let's go ahead and load that up. That's going to come into some use later. But I like how like the brothers were taking care or trying to help this girl and her mom like survive, and then the one brother gets killed, and the other brother tells the girl like, if you come through here, you know, use our supplies and stuff. But you get the feeling that she never made it, that the girl never made it because the supplies were still in there. Let's go ahead and grab this baseball bat. But I mean, that's one of the things I like about this game is like if you just take time to read the letters and stuff, you'll see like all these different people. And this was her apartment, and it looks like they never made it out, or maybe if they made it out, they just never got the supplies.
Cool. How long you been using that thing?
My bow? Since forever.
You're good with it.
You should have seen Yara. Why did they do that to her?
We can be cruel.
My mom would say that. About wolves.
Well, she wasn't wrong.
I'm scared for her.
Why?
People will blame her for what I did.
So she was talking about her mom back at the Seraphite base and saying that people would blame her because her and Yara basically went on the run. And there's going to be more to that. This is an interesting spot right here. Now, you're going to be in real close proximity to infected down there. And what I've done while I was up here was actually break this window. That's going to kind of set the infected off, but it's going to allow you to get another bottle too. So rather than like have to break it with your only bottle when you're down there, if you break it while you're up here. Let's go ahead and put our silencer on. Make sure our gun's loaded. And there is several infected in there. Including a bloater. But if you break these windows while you're down here, these guys tend to go aggro. Oh, nice. And this is one of those places too, guys, that if you just want to book straight ahead and climb up over there, you've got a good chance of just getting past all these guys. Now, if you want to fight these guys, you got to watch that guy there. He's going to be a problem because he can spot you. And of course, the clicker can use its clicking like sonar to spot you as well. And that didn't go too good, but it's alright. We'll adapt. And stay away from that guy. Possible, give him a wide berth. We're going to use a couple of these pipe bombs anyways. Might as well use one there. Oh, there's Big Boy at? Unless Lev killed him. I wonder if Lev killed that big son of a bitch. It's possible. Nah, he's still in play somewhere. There he is. Looks like he's lost track of us. Once they drop like that, don't waste any more ammo on them, and then just give them a little time to clear the area. There I am. And we're just going to gather up the supplies in here. This is one of those places, though, where I took the shot at the one guy's head. I hit him in the chest, so it burned the whole area. But you could totally stealth through that area without fighting any of those guys.
How many Seraphites have you killed?
Why?
Curious.
I don't know.
I love the sound of those pipe bombs, how strong they are. Alright, let's go ahead and craft up the full 6-pack. Alright, so now we've got a full 6-pack, and that's going to be, we're going to save those for when we get in. Reason I used that one up is because there's a lot of explosive stuff here, but I have to craft 3 at a time. And you can't just craft one, you know, and use a little bit of explosives to craft one. You have to craft 3 at a time at that point, so I needed to clear the inventory. If you're wondering what I was chucking that at. Let's just look around here. Make sure we got everything. But yeah, you can stealth across over to here, guys. You could use a brick to direct all those guys to a different area and just stealth across and get up and out of the spot. If you don't want to fight it here, you don't have to. This is one of those spots where it's actually it's not too difficult to just move through. I think you kind of get rewarded, though, if you do kill all those guys, because you get that good, room full of explosives over there. Once you're out here, though, they're not going to follow you out this opening, so if you leave them all in there,
That water's picked up a lot of speed. I need you to be really careful, okay?
I've done stuff like this before.
Hey, Mystified, how you doing, bud? It's going good, bro. Just rocking some Last of Us. Oh, did I make it? Oh, I thought I jumped a little soon. Rocking some Last of Us 2, man. Continuing on with the story, having a blast. We don't need to do any upgrades. We are upgraded completely. What we can check, though, is our, let's check our skill set here. Yeah. Alright, so we can craft more of that ammo, and we can craft more of that ammo. And that'll complete our skill set. Sweet. All skills unlocked. Hey, we got a trophy. Survival
Damn
expert.
it.
Sweet.
Who is he?
I don't know.
Isn't he a wolf?
There are thousands of us. Do you know every scar?
Stop calling us scars.
Sure.
And we got the PlayStation reveal today happening in a couple hours. Super excited to hear the price point on the new PlayStation. Definitely want to pre-order. They say they are going to not have a lot of them, so where it seems like it's going to be pretty easy to get the new Xbox this year, the new PlayStation seems like it'll be in short supply, so we definitely want to get those pre-orders on. I'm excited. So this is a big area with a lot of stuff, and it's kind of like I was saying, where you'll come across areas where there's a lot of spots you can search, and this is another one of those areas
This
where
is
there's
where we're supposed to be?
be a lot of stuff.
This building will take us to the building next door.
I like this part down here where Lev talks about the people in the past when you come over and look at this mural right here.
Cats. Dancing cats. People from the old time are weird.
And it's interesting, Lev's perspective, because she never knew the old time. You know, she's been born and, you know, basically is, you know, a child of the apocalypse. So she's looking at the thing like dancing cats. Like, people were weird back then because, you know, got the cartoons and the TV and stuff. Well, I guess you do have movies and stuff because they all seem like they still watch a lot of movies, which makes sense. As long as you had power, you know. That's another thing I love about this game is how they kind of showed Jackson a little bit more developed. You see in the first game, and I absolutely recommend you play the first Last of Us, especially the remastered. You can play this game standalone without playing the first one, but you will see some glimpses of like the growth of Jackson when they got power to Jackson, which was a major thing, and it's just such a great game. And I like how it kind of makes my imagination like go like, well, what would the world be like, you know, without all the comforts and amenities that we have nowadays, you know, and that's, it's kind of cool how you see from their perspective. There's a great part coming up here where you just see Lev's natural acrobaticness. He's amazing.
What the fuck?
Abby's like, I can't do that.
You know I can't do that, right?
There's a way around, if you don't wanna.
No, I don't wanna. Oh, God.
I had a cousin who was afraid of heights.
Good for your cousin. Okay.
Here we are. Follow me.
How much higher are we going? It's a lot, isn't it?
Yes.
And you see how the Seraphites are braiding up wood and actually building in the broke down buildings. It's super interesting.
Show off?
Lev just makes it look super
It's
easy.
not that hard.
Uh-huh.
You got it, buddy. Absolutely. Cool Cat Funeral. My pleasure, man. You can just
This
see
way.
the buildings starting to, you know, eventually crumble like everything eventually
How
will
would I
crumble.
find these?
Wolves never look up.
What does that mean?
And there's going to be a major
Means
revelation
No
coming
matter
up
how
in
many
just
people
a
or
second
guns you
here.
have,
It'll
we'll
probably
find
make
a
some
way around you.
sense.
Maybe you should stop saying we, since they're trying to kill you.
It's Lily!
And you're going to have to basically fight in this sequence, so whatever weapon of choice you want to use. The shotgun works nice because
Get away, Lily!
they're definitely going to advance on your position. See how he's going to advance on us. We're going to, this table right here, we're
Hey!
going
Straight ahead!
to... Ooh, he brought us a machete. Nice. Oh, we'll pick that up in a second. The gift that keeps on giving. Lev's a badass. Lev's gonna help you. Nice. Lev dropped that guy. Go Lev. Go Lev.
I'll find you right.
We'll see if we can't conserve some ammo there.
Caught you!
Oh, hey. That's not cool. Get him, Lev. Oh, home run!
You okay?
Woo! Now this is going to
Let me
bring a
help.
I
great
got it.
dialogue part right here.
Did you hear what they called me?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask me about it?
Do you want me to ask you about it?
No.
Okay.
and again, kind of the development of the complexities of character, because Lev, they're calling him Lily because Lev's actually a girl, and but he identifies as a boy. And the Seraphites, like, basically because Lev shaved his head, that was kind of like a death nail. You know, the Seraphites don't accept that, and so that's why Yara took her younger sister or younger brother and went on the run. And it's really interesting. It's just one more way that this game advances the interesting topics and makes you think of things that are outside the box. And then the way that Abby and Lev's relationship kind of like blossoms, where you see that she wants to watch out for Lev, and it's just amazing. It's just one of those things that, like, when I was playing this game, and I was like, man, that game really makes you think. You know, it goes to such interesting topics, and it develops such interesting characters. And it's why, like, when I hear, you know, negative press on this game, and I'm not just trying to be some super fanboy or anything. I'm a super fanboy over on Xbox, but I love this game. I think it's one of the best games I ever played, and I think it's really interesting, with interesting topics and interesting things that really expand the mind and show what video games can do nowadays, where
Scars built all this?
it's not just boop, boop, boop,
Yeah, I was
boop,
gonna
boop,
say
but
that.
you know, they can
pretty
really
cool.
make you think.
What's cool?
Like, impressive. Awesome.
Protect that.
I wonder if your prophet had any idea what she was starting.
She saved dozens of people in ways no one can explain.
She blew up trucks and killed some soldiers. Not that hard to explain.
Have you read her writings?
Skimmed some.
You'd benefit from it.
Sure.
This is a great place to stock up. You're going to come into a pretty serious stealth area now, or a combat area. I mean, you don't have to stealth it or anything, but we're going to try to. I'm kind of going to try to take the path I took when I was going through it on some of the harder difficulties. All right, and let's check our craft supply right now, how we're doing on stuff, because we definitely want to save the ability to make more pipe bombs for our fight with the Rat King, but also stocking up on some flaming shotgun shells and stuff could be really useful at this point. Let's see, we got 3 shivs. Hey, Victor, what's happening, buddy? Welcome back. And we could make a first aid kit, but like, no. We could also buff, yeah, let's do that. Let's buff our melee weapons since we're full on those. And let's go ahead and craft up some of these explosive shotgun shells, because they're going to be useful. Oh, yeah.
I'll go first this time.
Yep, getting into the Scars camp for sure. And also get into where we're going to see Abby really have to overcome her own fears.
Seriously, how high up are we going?
I never said before. My condolences for your son.
It's an honor. He's with our prophet now.
He passed bravely. You should be proud.
We are. Thank you.
And there's
Elders
all
have
sorts of
offered us
scars in
new
this
trial.
area.
That is a great honor.
Elizabeth is grateful. I'm just not sure she's ready yet.
You elders know what's best. It will all be for the best.
To the right.
Yes. Of course.
Oh, no worries, bro.
It's the apostate with a...
My bad. Let's go ahead and restart that. I was looking over at Chad and just spaced out. My bad. Okay, you want to let this guy walk back. Whoopsie. What I like to do is come up once he's walked back and come right over to here. And exercise a little bit of patience at this spot. Yep, that was our first fail of the day. This, to me, is one of those spots that if you take a little bit of time to stealth it, it's going to be a little bit easier. Just because you have so many Seraphites that are elevated, and it's basically like a 3-tier scenario where they're up 3 tiers above you, so they can kind of drop in on different sides of you. So if you can kind of keep quiet in this spot, it does make it a little easier. What we want is for that guy to come back on his route that he's walking. But totally understandable, bro. We always just want you to come by the stream whenever it's convenient for you. You know, there's never any obligation to catch a stream or anything like that. It's always for when you guys feel like watching. I try to keep I try to basically broadcast on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. That's kind of like been my broadcasting pattern for about the last 2 years. I used to broadcast every single day, but I think I burned more people out than I entertained.
Not a word.
You die, Wolf.
We're gonna save our shivs. We're just gonna give this guy a good strangle. And that is the first one down. And you can kind of just grab him right off that wall there, which starts to kind of open up the route. You do got to watch out because there is some overwatch up there, but for the most part we're concealed right here. And then there's one other guard kind of walking back and forth down below. And then there's big guard up there with her hammer. And I'm going to kind of bypass the hammer guard for the most part for now.
He's got a rifle above us.
I've tried using like the crossbow on this guard right here, but she's a heavy hammer guard, so sometimes the crossbow arrow won't be effective enough to kill. And because there's guards over there walking a pattern, I usually don't drop her yet, because that one right there that's walking with the bow will tend to see the corpse. So what I like to do is let her go by. Now this guy, he's going to come into here, actually into this room in his pattern that he's walking. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him walk in, because I'm not quite sure where he's at this point. And then I'm going to move to position to where I'm going to grab him from. And it's kind of a risky spot, because sometimes Lev will actually like kind of get between you and the spot on the wall you want to get, so you kind of want to make sure you stake out the spot where you want to be. See how he's going to come in? We're going to grab him like we did with the other guard. So now we can make our move up here. And just kind of make sure you take this corner, because sometimes Lev will take the corner from you, and then it's harder to grab this guy. See, Lev. Oh, Lev, you're the best. And then when the guard gets close, Lev's going to move off there, which can kind of push you out of the way again. So it's just kind of, just got to kind of do your best on this spot right here. It took a couple tries when I was trying to stealth it all out.
Quiet.
And once she drops, take him down right. Hey, all right. Yeah, you know, I try, you know, for the most part. I mean, even if creeping goes wrong in this game, you know, you can drop enough of them that, yeah, well, yeah, and you can drop enough of them that it makes it easier to get through. You know, it's one thing that's kind of nice is where you can, because, you know, the multi-layer of it is where you can kind of get perspective of where they're all at. You have the big girl down below down there, and then you have at least two more up here walking a pattern on your right above you. I like to try to go for the bow person once they're behind that red box right there. It looks like a toolbox. So kind of stay close to this wall. And there's at least two more soldiers on the right, and then one more on the left elevated above us, besides this bow person walking and the heavy below us. See, there's one that's walking the pattern on the right. I spent a lot of time, you know, because I love the stealth play and I love the sandboxness of it, you know, Vic, where you can go at it with different, you know, different scenarios and try it different ways. And of course, now going through with all the weapons all upgraded, it opens up so many options to really, you know, just enjoy the sandbox combat style. I was nicknaming the Seraphites Larry, Moe, and Curly when I was fighting them last time. I was like, all right, there's Larry. Okay, there's Moe. There's Curly. Like, taking them out that way. My mom and me, we used to watch so much Three Stooges. Oh, my God. And she loved Laurel and Hardy. We used to watch a ton of Laurel and Hardy back in the day. Been missing her a lot lately, man. It's I go over to her house and I water all the roses and the plants a couple times a week because the sprinkler system's a little shoddy over there. I'm trying to keep everything alive through all these heat waves. And I just think about like watching Star Trek Next Generation with her. We watched so much Next Generation, and now I kind of remember this character walking a little bit farther down this way, but I guess maybe I got the pattern off on her because I kind of remember her walking all the way to the red box here. That's all right because we'll figure out a different way. And you know what we could do? We could use your technique, Vic. Let's let her get close, and we could throw a bottle if we need to. Actually, now it looks like she's walking the pattern, so maybe she's got a little bit of a different approach. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to see if we can bring her back over here. Got to be careful because sometimes it might draw in one of the other guys. She might not be the one to come to check it out. And what we're going to let her do is tell them all clear. Oh, see? Yeah, brought in the big girl. Wow. Okay, that was unexpected. Okay, we've really...
Nothing. She protects us.
We stirred it up. Oh, yeah.
It's the apostate! With a wolf!
Whoops, fire round. Didn't know I had that on, so let's go ahead and switch off those to regular shells. Damn, Leb's over there killing. Leb's a killer diller. Get him, Leb. machete. See how now they're all dropping in. That's why we were trying to kind of keep it silent. But you know, we'll make the best of it.
Over there.
Lost them.
Scour the roof.
Find them.
Don't try anything.
There's two more up there. And I think we got one.
Rifle. Shh, quiet. You shut up.
Oh, sounds like somebody sees us. Oh, this guy over here. This corner's been useful.
Anyone see them? Find where they're hiding.
Not a word. Shut it. No.
Corner of bodies, body corner. Oh yeah, Lev's a warrior. Alright, so it sounds like one more is still in play, maybe below us. Or maybe above us. Okay, yeah, it's above us. Dang. Oh, board. Never go forward at the guard with the gun. They'll just get super accurate and wreck you. So let's think there's at least two in play. Oh, hey, it's in here. Yay, bullets! We love bullets. Yeah, there's definitely at least two in play. He dropped in down below. Chicken! Mr. Chicken! What's happening, buddy? Dude, thanks for tagging me in that South Park post on Facebook, bro. I'm so excited. I can't wait for South Park to come back, man. They're gonna do an hour-long pandemic special. It looks awesome. Now, I'm not quite sure where the hell these two are at. I think they're still above us. Dang. Well, all right, chicken. That's awesome. Congratulations, bro. It's always nice when you beat the house, man. Okay, there he is. Alright, so one more still in play. Nice, bro. That's what's important, man. Good man, dude. Way to take care of mom. That's awesome, man. Alright, so where's this last customer at? Okay, over there. Alright, so we will go to our trusty sniper pistol. And I think we're good. All right.
Fuck these scars. Seraphites, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Never
I
had a
know,
Seraphite
dude.
test
I'm
before.
so pumped, bro. Javen Sia. I can't wait, man. I'm doing the new I'm doing Xbox X Series, and I'm gonna do a PlayStation 5. Hopefully, I hear it's gonna be pretty hard to get a PS5, so I'm gonna try. But you know, I mean, if I don't get one at launch, that's fine. I'll get one, you know, when they're easier to get and all that. But I definitely want both systems. I'm pumped though, man. It's gonna be. I always love the new systems. I mean, that just
No.
takes me back to like my childhood,
Let me
and
guess.
you know, like
Yes.
when I was a kid. I think for me, it was like when we were so used to playing Nintendo, and we just loved Nintendo. And then it was the 16-bit revolution with Sega Genesis, and I was like, dude, I
that
gotta
an
have
elevator?
one of those.
Yeah.
And I got
pull that door
the
down.
Sega Genesis, and I was like, oh man, you know, it's so good playing Altered Beast at home and Sonic the Hedgehog. And then, like, maybe a year after that, Nintendo announces the Super Nintendo, and I'm like, what? And the story of how I got my Super Nintendo is kind of interesting,
some
because
advice?
my parents were like, hell no, you just got a Genesis
think
last
about the
year.
good
And I'm
parts.
like, but I bought my own Genesis. And
Yeah.
my dad, he was, at the
One
time he
fast,
was working, and he was
more
like in
focused.
Malaysia at the time working on a boat,
You don't
so
feel pain as
I couldn't
much.
hit dad up for a
Every
system.
bad feeling,
And so I
palms sweating,
was like, damn man, how am I
heart
gonna get that?
racing. They're all signs
And you know,
you're
I'm mowing
actually
lawns and stuff, and then our house got robbed.
So when you feel
And
afraid,
they stole
you
my
should think
Sega
about how your
Genesis.
body
They
is
stole
getting
the
ready for
television
it.
out of my bedroom, and
Only
my
when
mom
may I
was
carry my
like
true strength.
so sad about that when the insurance they settled, and we got our insurance for our, you know, our homeowner insurance and stuff, and they, you know, they fulfilled our claim. My mom went out and bought me a Super Nintendo and a new TV, and it was like so amazing. She bought me Legend of Zelda, A Link
thought
to the
your
Past, and
anti-electricity
Super
and all that
Metroid,
simple
two of my
little stuff.
all-time favorite games that I still
There are
play
exceptions.
regularly.
especially for soldiers.
It was awesome.
That's convenient.
Yeah, you know, and it was out of something that sucked because I was so bummed. You know, the violation of like that somebody came in our house and like stole from our house was crazy. I came home from school. I was actually the one that found it, and I came home and I walked in, and I thought, whoa, this is crazy. The front door's open, and my stepdad went to work at 5 a.m. and my mom went to work at 9 a.m. and I'd get home from school at 2:30. So I was the first one home, and I was probably about like maybe 12 or 13, and I came in the house and all the doors were open, and I'm like, what the hell? And I look, and they'd you know, they did some vandalizing stuff. We think it was probably kids. We never ever found out who did it, but because instead of just stealing stuff, they broke stuff. Like they broke they kicked in a big screen TV that my dad had bought my mom that was just too heavy for them to move, so they kicked in the screen, which was kind of like no, most adults probably wouldn't do that.
Windy up here.
And then like just other stuff like the CDs, like they took all my punk rock CDs and all that kind of stuff, but they left like all the like the
fuck
Phil
is that?
Collins and all the CDs
That's
that
the
my mom
bridge.
had, which
Lem.
was kind of like
Follow
kind of
me.
strange too. And
We'll go slow.
yeah, but it was
I don't
just
know if I
it
can do
was
this.
so weird. And then
It's not
I
as
you know,
bad as it
I
looks.
realized that the house had been robbed when I went to my bedroom, and there's a big dusty spot on there's a big dusty spot on my counter, and my TV was gone. So I called 911, and I called my mom and my stepdad, each at their work, and the police came over. And it was interesting is we had a clock on the wall that was like one of those antique style clocks, and I got home from school about 2:40. It took me about 10 minutes to walk home, and the clock said 2:15. So like they had just left the house. Like they might have
People cross
even
this regularly?
seen me coming up the street
Yeah.
or something,
You're lying.
and they set the clock
I'm
down.
not. I mean, it's not the most popular route.
But that's how I got my first Super Nintendo. Is out of crappiness, out of the house getting robbed. I got, and then they announced Sega CD, and it was so expensive. Sega CD was $4 or $5.99, dude. It was so expensive. And my stepdad made me a deal. He was like, "All right, I will buy that for you for Christmas, but you don't get any allowance for 6 months, and you've got to do like double the chores." And I was like, "All right." So I hunkered down. I did double the chores.
What's going on between you
and
friend
no
Owen?
allowance for 6
Oh my
months.
God,
But
Lev, now?
then I got.
Seemed really awkward.
Just go.
That's some great dialogue between Lev and Abby. But she's asking him about Owen. Abby's like, "No." But then I got the Sega CD, man.
I did it.
Oh yeah, this is
Come
a great
on.
part.
Can we take a minute and be impressed by me?
Not yet.
I think this
Lev, come
part
here, I'm
really
gonna hug you.
shows Lev and Abby
You're not gonna wanna
bonding,
hug me in a second.
and she's
Why?
like, "Give me a hug, Lev."
Why?
You'll see.
Holy shit, Lev.
It's gonna be okay. Eyes
And
on
Abby's afraid of heights, so this is like, what? This spot right here, Vic, I haven't got here yet on a permadeath run, but this spot terrifies me. The thought of getting here and being on permadeath, because the balancing, especially with Abby, like having vertigo. Oh my God.
How are you
Yeah,
not terrified
yeah.
of this?
With
Don't
the
fucking
bonding.
profit to me.
Heights never scared me.
What does?
Oh man.
The ocean, dogs.
Holy fuck.
See, that's how my cousin Ivan is. I'm terrified of heights, but my cousin Ivan will hang off a rock ledge and take selfies of
Almost
himself holding his camera with one hand and hanging off a rock face with the other, because he's just
Oh, fuck.
so badass.
Focus on me.
I can't do this.
He's
Lev.
always been that way. When
can't
we
do
were
this.
kids,
Yes, you
he
can.
pushed me to learn to do a backflip and then a gainer
Come on, shoot
on the
straight.
trampoline. And I love that song by Suede that's like, "I've been on the trampoline," and it's just a beautiful song. I've been listening to that song and that other one that's like, "I'll make a cup of coffee for your head." Great songs.
Almost there.
All right.
Come on.
I'm dizzy.
Oh, oh, oh my God.
Pull me up. Pull me up.
Oh man. Yeah, my cousin, he's an amateur rock climber and he loves it. He's so into it. His kids are just like him too. His kids are like, he was up in Utah and he shot this video on YouTube and he climbed up this straight just pillar of rock, and then his kids are down there and they're like, "Hey Dad, we want to climb up there." And I'm watching the video just going like, "Oh,
Please.
the apples don't fall far from the tree."
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I know the odds they'd land
Where's
in the
he now?
pool.
I don't
So-
know.
What do you mean?
This is the right building, but I've never been to this part of it. The bridge drops us off at the back of the building. This is new to me.
Okay, well, let's see if we can find our own way down.
Mm-hmm. Serendipitous for sure. That pool definitely could use a shock. Use some chlorine.
My ears are.
If that's the worst of it, we got off lucky.
Maybe it wasn't luck.
Maybe it was.
Some wolves believe in God. I've heard them pray.
Well, I don't. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die for me.
Then what are you doing here? Why did you come back for us?
Guilt.
Of what? You don't owe us anything.
I just needed to lighten the load a bit.
Again, the dialogue between Abby and Lev is just so good. Like, Lev kind of, you know, asking from like an innocent perspective, and then Abby kind of being like, well, look, you know, I just needed to like get my conscience to, you know, do one that made me feel good. I am the same way. The other day I was in the store, and there was a gentleman out front, and you know, he was obviously homeless, and I walked in and I bought a bunch of stuff for myself, and then I was coming out, and he didn't ask me for anything, you know, he was just sitting there, and I was like, oh man. And you know, I went over and gave him some money and stuff, and I just felt so bad because, you know, I was just in there buying like a lottery ticket and beer and a bunch of stuff, and this guy was, you know, he was probably in his early 70s, and it just made me think of my dad, you know, and, you know, life, and, you know, you got to watch out for people, you know, and I mean, that just, it made me feel good. It's Orange County, it's been really bad for the last 2 years. I just feel so bad. You see just so much homelessness in this area, and you know, people are desperate. So we're coming up on a safe, and in the answer to the safe code is the Wi-Fi. So 121879. My dad always says, "Too much is given, much is expected," and I always kind of feel that, you know. So wait, I just totally forgot that. I totally forgot the safe code. 121. One thing you can always do too is use the scope weapon to look. Okay, so 121879. So 121879. 121879. 121879. All right, we got it. 121879.
I did it.
And make sure you open that before you come into this area, because
There's
once
no
you
way
start moving into
To
this
get to the
area,
street,
there's no
we'll be
real
right behind us.
backtracking.
Just a body.
One of yours?
No. Check out the clothes. Here. Looks dark down there.
Like how Lev
I
Blaster
see how this works.
shines into her eyes.
Lev, are there infected in this building?
We always take elevators down to the bottom, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, are there infected in this building? That is a great question, because woo-wee, this is...
Spores. Masks on.
I don't have one.
Do you guys not believe in gas masks?
We were on the run.
Let me see what I can find. Stay here. Back up. All the way.
If you die, I'll be stuck here.
Better start praying I make it.
That's great writing. And you can just see this building is like infected Ground Zero, and they're really gonna explain why too.
Holy shit, this building's fucked. Shit. Just stay up there, okay?
Alright, so let's take a look at our weapons of choice here. Because they're stalkers, silence is really not going to be that big of an issue, so we'll go and take our silencer off. We only got one more use on it anyways. We should craft a new silencer soon. More than anything, we'll probably use our machete on these guys when they make their move. What's funny is last time I was up in Seattle, I stayed in a really nice hotel, and this sink set and this bathtub totally reminded me of the hotel I was in. It was pretty nice.
I'm out of my mind.
Oh yeah, I love it up there. Seattle's awesome, man.
Finally.
They're having serious fires up there like we are down here. Seattle, the whole West Coast, Seattle, Oregon, California, just burned central right now, man. It's crazy. My heart goes out to, like, if someone's asthmatic or just, you know, elder, or they're battling something like COPD or lung cancer or anything. It's just this air right now is horrible. I mean, I'm a healthy person. Like, I get up, I got up, I did about probably about a 4-mile walk today in it. I like to power walk in the morning. When you get older, it's just nicer on your knees. I used to jog, but I like to power walk now. And yeah, the air though, I mean, it's like the air tastes like fireplace. That's about the best way I can describe it.
Looks good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we're supposed to get it tomorrow. We're supposed to have a full onshore come in tomorrow, and like, you know, because basically we've been in under like a thermal inversion layer lately, and so we're gonna get a nice whoa. So we got stalkers, and stalkers, they're kind of like the stealth masters of the game. So there's really not much stealth with stalkers. If you can avoid being swarmed by them, definitely try to avoid the swarm. And usually where there's one stalker or two stalkers, there's more stalkers. Sometimes you can pull headshots on them. You might see them leaning around a thing, peeking. I always kind of just try to stay gunfighter. Like, there's one peeking right there. Ah, yeah, agreed. Stalkers were a great addition. So were the not the bloaters, but the other guys, the ones that shoot the spores. Yeah, the shamblers. Shamblers were a great addition as well. Out of our machete. It's been a good tool. Served us well. I love the way they fight. Alright, so. Sons of guns. Is that a brick? Bottle? No. It's a broken machete. Abby is so badass. Abby and Ellie, they're great characters. Oh, get out. Alright. I think there's maybe one more in play. Up. You want some of this? Come on. If you're gonna stand there, we're just gonna shoot you in the face.
I hope that's it.
Alright, so not too bad. Oh, hey, can we replace? Yep, we can replace our brick with a trusty bottle.
Got your present. Here.
We're taking too long.
Can't move any faster. I won't do your sister any good if we're both dead. There. We got this.
And I like the way they've done that too, Vic, with the
Did you
new
see the way
characters,
down?
like the new bad guys, because it really, you know, it expands the gameplay. And I hope in future editions maybe we see different types of mutations too. I so feel like they could
Abby,
do
what about
a
that?
prequel, which would be interesting to maybe see
a
like
firehouse?
Joel and Tommy's journey
Lev, come get this down.
up into the the East Coast, and maybe you'll see some like desert style like mutations on the virus. And then of course when they do a sequel, like a direct sequel, what will happen with Last of Us 3 with the enemies, you know? Where will they go? Like, will they continue to mutate, you know? Maybe, like the Rat King definitely gives an idea that they could continue to mutate, and we'll be looking at the Rat King pretty soon. I mean, you just see how this stuff's just growing over the whole building. You know, there's some of the biggest living organisms on Earth that in the like plant, you know, in like the horticulture area is mushrooms. They found mushrooms that are enormous underground. I mean, unbelievable in size. There's a great old episode of the X-Files where Scully and Mulder get like trapped by a mushroom underground, and it's super interesting. All right, so one of the things we do got to watch is these walls are not just sometimes these walls are alive, basically, with like certain types of bad guys. So sometimes they won't just be like a mushroom looking wall. But the mushroom organism, very interesting. Like, keep an eye out when you think you see a body shape. It really could be a body in the wall. Dude, I totally thought that thing was going to pop off in my face. Like, here it comes! You read the Fedra's notes, and basically what they're describing is the hospital that we're heading to right now, that was ground zero for the infection when it first happened. Basically, when the infected broke free of the hospital, a lot of them ran into this building, and that's why this building's got such a bad infection level going. All right, now let's see what can we craft here. All right, so we're full on those. What else can we use that for? Let's go ahead and make some flaming shells. Those are nice. When in doubt, fire shells do work. All right, let's make sure I want to go on regular ammo and save the fire shells for Rat King situation. Dude, I knew something was going to pop off the wall, but I wasn't sure where. I thought it was in this corner. Freaking popped off that wall.
It wasn't. I hate demons. Tell me about it. How many more floors down do you think we have to go?
I don't know. It's a big building.
Yeah.
I can hear a clicker. I got a bad feeling. All right. Woo! We got both those guys with one shot. I was worried about Lev. I was like, gotta make this shot. Oh.
That's the joke, Lev.
Oh, man. I was worried about Lev being in the middle of all that. I was like, oh, I gotta watch the shot. Dude, I thought I had that thing in the head, too, when it was on the wall, but I think I shot it in the shoulder. Yeah, that's why I was wondering. I've never tested it. I'm not sure if there is friendly fire, so I didn't want to take a chance and be like... Oh, you know what, though? No, there isn't friendly fire, because I've thrown a Molotov on Dina before. So, yeah. There's no friendly fire. Oh, my God. Thanks. They're getting they've been getting the... for the most part, you can take them out, you know, while they're still on the wall, but... I haven't done too well on that. All right, let's go ahead and heal up. Go ahead and craft that. Yeah, we're full on that stuff, so why not? And there's a med kit right there. That's why. See, that's why I always craft them, and then boom, I find a first aid kit. Like oh, classic. Oh, that cracks me up. So that's where we get the flamethrower normally. Okay, and here's where you go. You don't go for the flamethrower. Okay, we're back on track. Oh, hey, use more first aid. Sweet. Yeah, if you read the Fedra notes, too, it talks about they wanted to blow this entire building up. That's why there are Fedra soldiers in this building. And it kind of, like, makes me wonder, like, one day in the future when the building falls, what will happen? Will all the infected just kind of, like, run out of it? Will that be a thing, like, all over? I think in a prequel, it would be interesting to see, like the cities falling, like the Fedra, and like some massive battles. Like maybe, like if you were playing as Joel and Tommy, and you see like them, like going in, like they're sneaking through an area, but in the background, like the soldiers are fighting, like, you know, 1 million infected or something. You know, calling in like C-130 airstrikes and shit like that. I think would be pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can get our perfect shot. Get our bolt back. Looks like we're gonna be able to. Oh, with Neil Druckmann? Yeah, I've watched a lot of the podcast and stuff.
What's that? Hear anything else?
Sweet. Lucky bolt, man. We got 2 clickers out of 1 bolt.
Good. Let's keep going.
Some more flamethrower fuel. Saving the flamethrowers our backup for the Rat King. Yeah, see, that would be really interesting, and I think that's something that could totally be done. I mean, I have no idea what Naughty Dog's going to do or what anybody's going to do. This is just my own speculation, my own thought on the game, but I think that would be a really interesting perspective to see how it all unfolded. You know, because you see a little bit of it in the first Last of Us when you see the night when, like, basically. The infection kind of just went to, all hell broke loose in Sacramento, or not Sacramento, San Antonio, or the part of Texas Joel was from. I can't remember exactly what part that was taking place on, but it was definitely. So we've got a shambler up ahead, and he's going to kind of come around this corner once we do. Can't really lure him around. Yeah, I know, Sacramento. My brain. Alright, there goes all our regular shells. Took 3 to drop that guy. I should have used a better weapon. Should have used the flamethrower or something on him. Need our shotgun shells. I've never searched over here. I kind of always thought there'd be something like super unique. I guess it's just getting a melee weapon, but that's fine. I always thought there'd be like maybe a hidden coin or something in that area, because I usually just come around this corner and just keep moving.
I hate this.
I had so much extra ammo this time. I was like, well, let's go ahead and blow that shambler away and see what we got over there. Oh, that's definitely a dude popping off the wall. Alright, I think that's the head. Yep. Sweet! We got him. And can we craft another silencer? We
Keep
can.
going down.
Alright,
We're
let's
almost
go
at the street.
get our fully good silencer on there. Oh yeah, it was definitely Texas. I keep wanting to say San Antonio, but you see something shiny like that and it just screams like something's gonna pop off the wall. It's like shiny. It's a big area. Yeah, I just think that would be like, you know how you see like the Fedra, how they had like tanks and stuff like that? It would be amazing if like there was like a prequel and you see like the fall of like Dallas or something, and there's like this huge Fedra line of like M1 Abrams and, you know, fucking warthogs flying in and gunships and all that, but like, you know, it's just there's just so many infected that they overrun like the Fedra army and stuff like that. And then maybe like, you know, Joel and Tommy are like 5 miles away or 10 miles away and they see like a nuclear blast or something in the background.
Progress.
I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Are you? If I'm being honest.
And maybe if they did a
I'm gonna
prequel
stay.
and it was showing like how they survived and stuff over the years and how they got to the East Coast, like maybe seeing, you know, cities like Atlanta, you know, and you just go through it and it's just like totally overrun, or different perspectives of different areas. Maybe like traveling up the coast on a boat and they can see like a wide swath of what's going on. I love the idea of how they did this apocalypse, and like if they like filling anytime they gave more content or filled in more, it would be interesting. At least in my simple opinion. Yeah, I don't think we're going down that way because that looks like death. Maybe we are going down that way though. Yeah, let's see. There's something I'm not seeing. Oh yeah, there's ground there. I thought that was a hole. That's what happens when you're blind in one eye. I look down there, I'm like, that looks like a void. They did so much interface in this. I actually saw about this amazing young man who's completely blind, who actually beat this game and was able to play it, and that's just so amazing. I've been blind in my right eye for about 32 years now, so I'm pretty used to it not having any depth perception or anything like that.
There are too many demons. Just keep looking for a way out of here.
This part right here is a meat grinder, guys. It's just filled with clickers and all sorts of enemies, so it's kind of try to, once you get your checkpoint, there's no right or wrong way. I kind of like to try to go this way, and even though there's 2 clickers in our way, trusty crossbow, we got 5 bolts, and these are stationary clickers, so you could even move up and grab them if you wanted. That one arrow right there has killed, it hasn't broken, and we've shot over 3, that's our 3rd clicker from that one arrow right there. Yeah. Oh yeah, this spot was rough. This guy right here is the guy that'll burn you. He'll burn you to the whole group. That's the one that burned me because he pops off the wall and that just makes all hell break loose. So if you drop him with either the silent pistol or the bow, we can actually probably sneak up and shank this one. We got shanks crafted. Oh, good check. We didn't have any. Oh snap! Forgot about that clicker that comes in. Let's get our shanks though. Craft up our shanks. Got our one arrow back. I think our other one broke on that guy. But that arrow, man, we got at least fail number 2. One arrow, and we got burned. Hell, I should have just fought those guys. Try to run from them. Well, at least they gave us a nice checkpoint. And oh yeah. For sure. I hate seeing her or Ellie in pain, either one of them, and it's like, ah! I forgot there was a bloater in here. I thought that was a shambler this whole time. I didn't know it was a bloater. I ain't risking the arrow again. We're gonna go for the shank. All right. Let's see. Pry bar over the pipe. Yeah. Kind of like the pry bar. Whoa! Oh my god, I thought I didn't make it far enough. I thought I was going down. Oh, yeah. Dude, the bloater, when he grabs, like, both sides of their head and does that, like, execution is so brutal.
What?
I kind of wonder if that door right there is a tribute to The Shining. Because it looks like a fire axe went through the
You take
door.
your mask off.
Like, here's Johnny! Like, right there.
Thank you.
See Jack Nicholson's face. Well, that was... You never know. That was an intense part, but now, I mean, that's just the hors d'oeuvres, because now we're headed into one hell of a fight's coming up.
You see that elevator right there?
Yeah.
That's the path we would have taken. No infected.
Cool, Lev.
See, so that's how the scars get around.
Let's not tell the others about what happened. I don't want Yara to worry.
You're a good brother.
And I like
Can I ask
how...
you a question?
Okay?
Do you regret shaving your head?
We're not supposed to have regrets.
Lev.
I wish I had just ran away. Then Yara wouldn't be caught in all of this. She'd be back home, taking care of our mom.
It's awesome
Does your mom
dialogue.
need taking care of?
She's our mom. It's our duty.
And that's going to build for more in the story as we progress right there. I just... Yara and Lev are just such awesome character additions. And I didn't expect it. When I was playing this game, I had no idea, like, what was going on. And I love the way they set the narrative up and how they introduce the characters and how, like, Owen and Mel, you know, they're not just, you know, ancillary characters that you really don't know much about, that just kind of fill in how you see from their perspective how Mel's pregnant and how Owen was in love with Abby, but then, you know, Abby kind of blew him off and basically Owen, you know, fell in love with Mel, or Owen and Mel got together, you know, but at the same time that he still pines for Abby, that you know, his heart still, you know, goes in that direction, and it just makes the character so complex and real to life, you know, true to life, because people are complex. I played a lot of video games in my time. I mean, lots of games, great games, games that still stick with me 20, 25 years later, you know, 30 years later, but I just love this game and the previous game on how
I'm gonna go in the front door.
they made the
Grab the
characters
stuff,
like
come right
real
back.
people.
You're staying here, yeah?
Not superheroes, not, you know, immortal, you know, tough as nails, and good fighters, and somebody that if you were in a tight spot, you'd want them on your side. And it just reminds me of so many great people I've got to know, and so much complexity that we experience in life. And like the writing on this scene, I think this is so clever, because you've got Abby who tells Lev, all right, you wait here, you know, these guys will not, you know, be friendly to you. But she understands that because she's like the star soldier and like Isaac's best soldier, that if she comes up and just declares who she is.
Trespasser?
I'm a wolf! Don't shoot! It's me! It's Abby!
Abby? It's Abby. Shit. She alone? Open the gate.
Hey, guys.
Jesus, you swim here?
The boat got fucked. I need to grab some medical supplies. I'm doing a thing for Isaac.
We're moving all these assets to Isaac.
Yeah, I was just going to get to that, Victor. I was just going to talk about that.
It's something away from the fob.
Well, everything's getting moved out and packed up. Take a look, see if...
No,
anyone's
you're
got what
fine,
you
bro.
need.
No, you're totally fine,
Is
man.
Laura
No,
around?
that's fine.
Yesterday she said she was
That's what
shipping
we
out
do
here.
in the broadcast.
the
We
last
talk
transport.
about it. You're
She'll be back.
you're spot on, man. Your mind is working sharp, man. That's what I was just gonna say though. It's like so interesting, because when we came through this earlier in our hunt for Nora, when we were playing as Ellie, you see all these different characters, but it's like now you see them from Abby's
Hi, guys.
perspective,
Oh,
and they're
Abby. Did you hear about Danny?
you know
I
they're
heard
just eating their
rumors.
burritos.
Hope you're not spreading them.
No, we're not.
Good. Keep it that way.
You know, and like, you know, it's just interesting. Yeah, it's like they're or right here where you see Bear, who we killed, and
hey,
but Bear's awesome, and it's so
You got
sad,
your
but
little one out here?
we didn't have a choice. We had to take him out.
There's a good boy.
Hey there, Abby.
Hey.
I love that you get to really see you get to see the humanity, you know, that it's not just mindless killers, but that they've been in such a struggle for so long, and that they're following orders in their own regard. You know, Isaac's given orders, and they're following the orders because they're at war,
You still
basically.
clearing this place?
Yep, one floor at a time.
Still got supplies in there?
Oh, for sure. Lots of floors we still need to hit.
Ugh. Well, good luck. Hey.
Abby. They got you out here too?
Yeah, what a haul. I need some medical supplies. Can you put me where I'm supposed to?
Abby, just checked in with Isaac. He wants you back at the farm.
Let me talk to Isaac.
Talk to him in person. You're going back with the next shipment. Sorry.
What are you doing?
She's been AWOL since yesterday. Give me your hands.
Shit.
And it makes Abby in a hard spot because now, you know, if she were to tell them I'm here gathering medical supplies for, you know, Seraphites, they would be like, whoa, you know, you're a traitor, you know. And then this is an amazing scene right here.
I never thought I'd see you on Isaac's bad side. You find no one at the aquarium? I talked to Manny.
I need some medical supplies.
Why? What happened to him?
Compartment syndrome. Bashed forearm.
You're not treating him, are you?
Mel. We don't have a lot of time.
Jesus. Most of these supplies have been packed and shipped already.
What?
We haven't cleared out the lower floors yet.
Would they have what I need?
Yeah, probably, but it's rough down there.
I'll be fine.
You get caught. I had nothing to do with this.
Of course.
All right, come on.
And so Ellie's here, and
Compartment
Ellie's
syndrome.
day 2, and this is Abby's day 2, and it's kind of showing how they're overlapping.
Boy's lucky he's dating a doctor. Mel doing okay?
Fine.
You got to think that,
So fucked up.
you
after
know,
Isaac
it might even have helped
Isaac
Abby
talked to
with
her?
her escape because
After he found out he
Nora
was
still
base.
being alive means Ellie
Isaac
hasn't got
interrogated
here
all of
yet.
us. He was rough on her.
So she's maybe, you
Did
know,
anyone
an
talk?
hour or two behind Abby at this point. Because when Ellie swims up, you hear the guards talking about
Where are
you hear the
two of?
guards talking about
Grab Abby.
looking for her, and
Boat's ready to
Ellie's
head
like,
out.
who the fuck are they talking
I
about
still
that they're
got,
looking for?
boxes on the 3rd floor. Can you two bring them first?
Boat's pretty full.
Come on, I don't want to be here all day.
Fine.
Thanks. They're gone.
Yeah, it's crazy how they're all
And
overlapping.
you're okay?
Always.
Well, Manny's been worried sick about you.
You know I'm here?
I bet he will soon. So what's Owen's... Hold up. What's Owen's plan once Mel gets that arm off?
He's been talking about Santa Barbara.
He knows that's all bullshit, right? God, I feel so bad for Mel.
Yeah. Me too.
All right. These floors have the ICU, the trauma center, and a few surgical suites.
Sounds perfect.
There's
What's
a
happening,
reason we haven't touched this
Mystified?
area yet. It was ground zero for the whole city.
Mortal Kombat
They
Master.
wiped the first infected before anyone knew better. It's gonna be overgrown to shit.
Actually, Mortal Kombat Grandmaster. Mystified's always beating me up on Mortal Kombat.
Worst case.
It's like, here, chef, here's your liver.
They're
Here, chef,
completely
here's your head.
Gotten lucky.
Good idea.
Hype emoji. That's a good question. I think just type hype. You might have to put exclamation point in front of hype. Oh yeah, for sure, bud.
May your survival be long.
May my death be swift.
See you back at base. Soon, I hope.
Yeah.
All right, so at this point, you know, I'm not sure exactly on that. Not exactly sure how all that works. Ah, thank you, Mystified. That's another thing I love about streaming. If I don't know, there's always somebody that does know. So basically right here, before we get into a really intense combat sitch, is another point where you can collect a lot of resources. So definitely want to search around, you know, gather up the resources, because it is going to get pretty intense. So let's check our shiv level. Yeah, let's go ahead and make sure we got at least 5 shivs. That will be useful. How's our pipe bombs? We're full on pipe bombs. We got the ability to make another round of pipe bombs. Very good. You know, I've been here with Twitch for 5 years now, and it's awesome seeing so many people. Besides, you know, me getting to know them, is seeing people get to know each other. Like the old Mortal Kombat crew, so many great players and just awesome people. We used to play so much Mortal Kombat in the broadcast. I didn't really care that much for Mortal Kombat 11. I was much more into Mortal Kombat 10. I was much better at Mortal Kombat 10, and I also enjoyed the character lineup. I loved playing as Alien, and I mean you know, they did a good job with 11. I just couldn't get it, man. Like sometimes games click for me, and that one, I just got my ass kicked over and over again. Lanky Shake, she's such a badass, dude. She just beat me up for like 6 months straight on that game. Her and Saren. We'll do Fight Club again, though, bro. We will. We will. I've been kind of hoping, man, maybe somebody will make some new awesome fighting game. I had a lot of hope for that Bleeding Edge game, but, just, I don't know. I played it a couple times and was like, eh. They made it look so cool, though. Sometimes they do that with games where they put out a video for a game and it's, like, better than the game. I like what Abby says when she reads the letter, and she's like, the guy says what he says, and
you fought the good fight.
She tells him you fought the good fight. Injustice 2? Yeah, it was, well, you know, I loved the first one. And 2 was good. I just, again, that was one of those ones where, like, I don't know, man. I just didn't get as good as I did with 1. I'm looking forward to Injustice 3, though. I'm planning on putting in some time and, you know, practicing. And so basically where we're at right here in this game is ground zero for when the outbreak happened in Seattle. All right. Well, very cool. They're doing a huge WWE crossover event on tanks right now. We actually have the Undertaker tank. We have a tank called the Andre the Giant. That's getting ready to start up next week, and I'll probably do a broadcast for season 2 of SummerSlam. Especially to highlight what can be earned throughout the whole season, because I earned the Andre the Giant, I earned the Becky Lynch, I earned the Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I earned the Undertaker tank. And you know, like I say, if I can do it, you totally can do it.
Come on, give me something. Not a... There has to be something around here.
Pay attention, guys, when we get up close to this door right here. Listen to this right here.
The fuck is that?
Oh, it ain't nothing good, Abby, that's for sure. That sounded like Jurassic Park behind the door there.
Surgery. Great. I hear you.
All right, we get our arrow back. Sweet. It's always nice when you get the arrow back. Some of the notes you read are sad. Like people, it's all the way from when the virus first happened and people didn't understand even how bad it was. The guy's like, "What? I got a couple bites on me. Like, what's the big deal?" And then you see his like descent into madness, where he's like, "I can't think. I can't see straight." He's like, "Somebody come help me." He's like calling for his wife's name on the piece of paper, and it's like, whoa, man.
Here goes.
All right, now be ready. Once you're going out this way, you're gonna start having some combat.
No one's dying here today.
That's right, Abby. Nobody's dying here today. go over our supplies. So we got 6 fire shells, 1 standard. We're gonna switch off the crossbow in a sec to the assault rifle. Alright, and we got our arrow back. Sweet. Alright, so probably gonna go flaming shotgun shells, flamethrower for our fight, and pipe bombs. That seems like a good combo.
That should make things easier.
And don't run out of here without checking out this room, because this is where the clickers were coming out of. And this room's got all sorts of good stuff. So let's make sure we're totally healthed up. We are. Alright.
Let's see what you got. For fuck's sake. There's gotta be somewhere else.
All right, here we go. Remember that door we checked earlier, guys?
Jesus.
What the? That's where, like, they were storing all the bodies or something. Just stacking them up.
The fuck did this? Oh, don't panic. Get the shit and get out of here. Bingo.
Here we go. Oh, I had no idea. I knew something bad was coming, Vic. Well, my first playthrough, I was like, all right, this shit's about to get real, but I had no idea. I was like, you know, because, I mean, they've set it up, you know, just the ominousness of it.
Thank God.
But I had no freaking
Get
idea.
ready to celebrate.
That is why the flame rounds and fire, that thing hates fire. And the pipe bombs, hit it hard, hit it fast, and then before you follow the little guy that's still alive out, you're going to see him breaking free. Make sure you search this whole area because there is a ton of ammo. There's a ton of stuff in this area. And if you're desperate when you're in here fighting them, say you didn't have all the supplies I had, just make sure you keep running, never stop running, and keep looking for stuff because there's ammo everywhere. There's stuff to craft more pipe bombs. And on the harder difficulty, I think I hit them with 12 pipe bombs and the flamethrower, and that was enough to drop them. I didn't have any shotgun rounds for them. But yeah.
Still alive.
I like Abby with the flamethrower. Again, I was kind of talking about it the other day. It kind of gives me that Sigourney Weaver alien vibe. Switch off flame rounds, save those. Flame round for infected, standard rounds for regular enemies. Like the flames just do an amazing job. And then this guy, let's see, where's our flamethrower at? It's pretty low. I think there's some flamethrower ammo right here. Maybe it's up ahead. Actually, it's probably up ahead. Oh, hey, pistol. Definitely want that. this thing is not a weak enemy either, so don't think you're totally in the clear either till you beat this guy, because he's a little son of a gun that really likes to throw out the spores. Kind of like a super clipper, super stalker. And he hits me. That one hit did some big damage. Alright, let's get our ammo situation here. Swap out. Flame ammo. This guy's fire. Got him. I think that makes an interesting addition too for future enemies that they could use, where they have like a more faster, deadlier, standardized, like maybe in the future they say like you see a bunch of Rat Kings and they've released a bunch of enemies like that to be dealt with. You know, we're always hoping for the next games and stuff like that. Gather any ammo and weapons in this area.
No one is ever gonna believe that shit.
I know, she's like killed the greatest monster that like you could face, and she's like, nobody will ever believe it. But I mean, you got to think that maybe there's other hospitals and other places where they've had that, you know, that mix where a bunch of bodies got stored and a you know, monster bloomed.
Hope Yara's doing okay.
Looking for you. What did you do?
Nothing. I told you to stay put.
I couldn't. Your friends are all over the place. Did you get the stuff?
Yeah. Now we just need to get the hell out of here. Hey. Follow me.
I like how Lev's got a smile on his face when he looks back towards Abby. He's kind of smiling. You can see that like they've grown, like they've bonded. Nothing bonds people like combat, and they've bonded under combat.
Hey, Alice.
This is a great scene right here too.
You want to pet her?
Because Lev told her that she was afraid of dogs in the ocean.
Yeah, see?
Nothing like how dogs will treat you. They're just so wonderful. It'll just be your best friend and your best companion, and
Hold on. You can go see her now if you want.
Is she gonna be okay?
Yeah, actually. Hey.
They're just kids.
I know.
What happened to us?
Maybe we stopped looking for the light.
Maybe. I'm gonna go check on the girl.
Okay.
I like how she sees her dad, though, not dead this time. She sees him smiling at her. You know, because her dreams before that, she'd wake up and, you know, like having a nightmare of him dying. And now she's waking up and she's like seeing him smiling at her in that dream, like her conscience, you know, almost like she's being put at ease, you know. I had a dream like that maybe a month after my mom had passed, and I ran up to her in my dream and I was like, "Mom, you're alive!" And I gave her the biggest hug, and it chokes me up to think about it. And I was like, "Mom, you're alive!" And then she just kind of looked at me and smiled at the dream, and it just kind of like faded into golden light as I woke up, and it was like, oh man, it's been a tears thing about it, but it was, you know, for having no closure, you know, because my mom, she just passed so suddenly. It gave me like hope and some peace, you know, to think, all right, she's in a better place.
I was changing Yara's bandages. Can't believe she's on her feet already. Yeah, well, scars are tough. What are they fighting about?
Fuck you, Yara. I wouldn't leave you behind.
Lev doesn't want to leave Seattle. Owen invited them to come to Santa Barbara. That is very Owen. I figured you'd have talked him out of going by now.
Agreed. I feel for
Actually,
Mel
I'm
too.
going with them. But not if you come. What? He may fall for your little act with these kids, but I don't. There's nothing to fall for.
You kind of get the feeling that maybe Owen
Isaac's top scar killer suddenly
told
had a change of
Abby
heart.
or told Mel that him and
Nothing
Abby
to do
were
with Owen.
together or something.
Right. I haven't always done the right thing.
You're a piece of shit, Abby.
You get the feeling that, like, maybe it never discloses
I
that,
always have been.
but you kind of get the feeling that maybe Mel found out
I'm done with you.
because they were kind of bonding before that moment. They
You
were
want to
kind
do right by these kids? Get out of their lives before you
yeah,
screw them
yeah,
up.
exactly, Vic, exactly. Intuition. Yep. And you kind of get from like Owen's character too that he might be trying to like, say it like, or he might like, he might have said something to Mel or something, like.
Abby? Nice shirt.
Abby's tough. She's just like, nice shirt.
Are you okay? How's your arm? It's better than it was this morning. Lev coming around?
He will. Do you mind helping me look for him? He was pretty worked up.
It's amazing voice acting. The emotion they capture.
We ran off this way.
All right, guys. Well, this is going to be where I end it today. I've got a bunch of stuff to do. I will be picking up right here on Friday. We'll be picking up just at the start of day 3 here. And I'll go ahead and throw our save down right here so you can be able to totally catch this. After Friday's broadcast, I will take the 3 broadcasts that haven't been put on YouTube, and I'll put them on YouTube. And, I just can't wait to see you guys. I hope we can talk some more about this game. We got a lot of great parts coming up. There's so much more to discuss and so much more that's going to happen. You guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time. So just be safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and definitely peace to you, Mystified Gaming. Thanks, Vic, for all the great commentary. Shout out to Craig, Lionsbane, and so many others that were in chat today. It always means so much to talk to you guys. Have an awesome day, friends. I'm super excited to be back on Friday. We'll be on Friday morning rocking this. And as always, man, take care. Blessings be upon you guys, and we'll see you next time.